Fisk is a poet and essayist. Born in San Francisco, she's the author of the poetry collections The More Difficult Beauty and Listening to Winter, and the radio commentary CDs Blow Drying a Chicken and Using Your Turn Signal Promotes World Peace. Molly also runs the popular online workshop Poetry Boot Camp. Widely published and anthologized, Fisk has won a National Endowment for the Arts grant and been nominated for Poet Laureate of California. She earned her BA from Radcliffe College, Harvard University, her MBA from Simmons College Graduate School of Management, and began writing at the age of 35. Molly currently resides in the Yuba River watershed of California's Sierra Nevada foothills.
Please welcome Molly Fisk.
With poetry, sometimes it helps to close your eyes. You don't have to, but you may. Daybreak. Dark still and cold, the cats have me pinned under too few covers. What was I dreaming? Something with uneasiness I can still taste. A hawk in one of my pines is piercing the wind over and over with his call. Except there is no wind. Too bad for the poem, but once you start lying for beauty, it's over. Dale says those are young red-tails who call like that, unending. I've decided to believe him. He's the sort who squats to smell unfamiliar scat and poke it with a stick to see what the critter was eating. I know this is a hawk, but how do I know it? Years trailing my grandmother as she explained, then short bursts of observation. Even when I learned that red-tails prefer the tops of telephone poles, while the red-shouldered, Buteo lineatus, claim the swinging wire, I still couldn't tell them apart, and I may have reversed the preferences. At what point in a life does it matter that you can tell one hawk from another? When Joanna sat by a picture window overlooking Lake Michigan with her demented mother and wanted to point out a seagull, its name eluded her menopausal brain. But her mother said, with kindness, perhaps recognizing that stunned look, or slipping back to a time when Joanna pointed at everything, let's call it a bird. Maybe we don't take any distinctions into the grave. I've lost the streets in Cambridge, even though for years I walked and drove them, rolled them on my tongue. And what are years? I think of an oval, a quarter-mile high school track, with winter and summer the longer sides. Here it is September, early for this kind of cold, and we're about to swoop through fall, passing those ever-trumpeted social holidays, until it's as dark as it gets, the gods arraying themselves on the bleachers in peacoats and plaid mufflers, like college kids in the 50s, cheering as we take the bend, panting under the weight of our little incandescent lives, naming the birds and flowers, naming our children or cats or cars, mountain peaks, and heretofore undiscovered star clusters, establishing facts to surround us as protection against the void, trying to avoid all intimation of the void. Words are still a comfort, even as age removes them from our grasp. Daybreak, for instance. How did breaking enter someone's mind when light crested the highest hill, flooding the world with yellow? I like to think it was a woman at her baking, one who glanced up as that gold lit the dust of flour, the china bowl, who watched the sun's yoke spreading out across the hill unbroken, daylight pouring now into the jagged shell, halved in her open palm,